Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing this fantastic evening? If you are having a great evening and you can hear me, please raise your hand. Vuyani, Tembela, Safisu, Benjamin, Tina, and everyone else, everyone raised their hands. There's quite a lot of people that raise their hands having a good evening, and that's fantastic to hear. It's very nice to see everyone join tonight. For those of you that missed the event on Saturday, Lonwabu invited me as a guest speaker to the Fox Nation event in Sandton, and he has told me fantastic things about the Fox Nation family, and hence the reason that I'm actually giving you like a first view or a first right to use the new Realsmart platform that we're launching. And Lonwabu, thank you once again for also making tonight possible. And I once again look forward to a brilliant evening and sharing some information and some real estate investment secrets and this fantastic new opportunity that the blockchain application is enabling. If you can hear me, will you just jump on the call and say hi?
Hi, Anton, and good evening, everybody.
Can I just see by a raise of hands who's excited about what blockchain is enabling in real world scenarios and the future of blockchain? Excellent, excellent. The majority. That is fantastic to hear. I'm going to quickly lower the hands and then I want to ask you another question. Who here is already invested in real estate? Fantastic. Who wishes that real estate investment was easier and more accessible? Okay, that is definitely the overwhelming majority, which is fantastic to hear. So thank you once again for joining the webinar tonight. And for those of you that don't quite know what it's about, just have some sort of high-level idea, is my name is Anton, and I am the co-founder and CEO of the Empire Wealth Property Group. And I've been investing in real estate now for about the past 20 years. I'm also the chairman of the International Property Investors Association, or IPIA, and the Empire Wealth Property Group consists out of 27 companies in the real estate industry or the real estate sector, from investment consultation to property development, the architectural firm, all the different property asset funds, and everything that sort of provides a value to one another within the realm of real estate investment. They once said one of the first lessons I learned was surround yourself with a team of experts, and I overdid it a bit. I went and created a business out of everything in the real estate sector. So you can see that at the bottom, we're highlighting just some of the logos there. The legal services firm, Realsmart, which you are being exposed to and seeing now for the first time, which is actually our world premiere. So once again, we're planning to take Realsmart public on the 25th of March, which is about roughly 10 days from now. But because Lonwabu and I have built a relationship over the past few months, and he has specifically asked me if I can make this available to the Fox Nation family and also the Mining City community before we take it to public, in order to sort of give you guys a first right to get into this. Because in essence, what we're doing through Realsmart is everything that I've learned over the past 20 years, and also my co-founding partner, CTO, in the blockchain space. We're amalgamating these two asset classes. And I'll show you a little bit more about what it's about. But in essence, what we are doing and what we want to do is we want to enable the next billion real estate investors. And how are we achieving that? We are basically building the Realsmart platform that you can use your cryptocurrency to invest directly in world-class income-producing assets or real estate on the platform from a minimum investment amount or a purchase amount of $50 or more. That gives you direct ownership to this property or this real estate. And as then being an owner in this real estate, you also get the right to the income as well as the capital out of the property. So it's physically like buying the whole property, but now you can use your crypto to buy fractionalized shares in this property through blockchain applications. So it really is very innovative and a world first in all aspects. And I'm very excited to share this with you. So why real estate? And Nwabo, feel free to jump in at any time. The fact is that 90% of all millionaires in the world has built their wealth out of real estate. Irrespective of what you hear, what you say, the world's wealthiest individuals, they are wealthy because of real estate. And the reason for that being is because real estate is such a fantastic asset class to leverage, right? To leverage equity. In other words, you can use the asset to borrow money against it and then do with obviously with that what you want. What the majority of the wealthy do is they buy more property with it, right? And why it's so easy is, imagine for a moment if you went to, let's say, one of the banks, let's say Absa Bank, and you ask Absa Bank for a loan to buy shares in Absa Bank. Do you think they would easily give you a loan? No, they wouldn't, right? Versus asking Absa Bank for a home loan to buy a property, 100x easier. Who agrees? Who agrees that real estate is really a wealth building asset that outperforms the majority of other assets in the market? Great, great, great. Thank you for your participation. It's sometimes I enjoy being on a stage and talking in front of about 2,000 people, where it's a little bit more difficult on a webinar because you can't draw energy from the crowd. And that's why I really appreciate your participation. This just makes the journey and the process so much more enjoyable and easy as well. Great. So a little bit about my story is I studied finances and accounting and law. And after I graduated, I, on a weekend, worked at a car wash in order to build up capital to be able to pay deposits and holding costs or shortfalls on the properties that I wanted to buy as investment properties. So in other words, right out of varsity, I worked like a laborer to build up money. And that was sort of where my journey as a property investor started, right? And also, I know where a lot of other property investors or investors in general start, right? You need to start somewhere. And for me, it was working at a car wash so I could buy my first property. And then what I eventually did is I bought 2 plots in Langebaan in a new development called Laguna Sands. And I bought these plots from the developer at about 360 Rand, 1,000 Rand per plot. And then what happened is this was right like in the start of the 2008 recession, economic recession. And right after I bought these 2 plots, about a month later, the developer dropped the price to 280,000 Rand for a plot, where my intention was to build like a spec house on the land and then resell it, obviously at a profit. But now because the economy turned around, there was a downturn, I needed to get rid of these plots. But now I couldn't sell them because I bought them for 360,000 Rand and they were now priced at 280,000 Rand shortly after that. So guess what happened is I needed to go back and work at that car wash for quite a long time to be able to fund the holding costs and the shortfalls that I had on those 2 plots. And that's when I decided to make a shift in what I'm doing. That's where my idea started, or where my epiphany came to light. In order to, I want to know everything possible about real estate, not to make these types of mistakes, because real estate is such a big investment, and something like this could put you off the path for quite a while. So I went and I did exactly that, and I educated myself. I started investing. I surrounded myself with experts, and as they say, the rest is history. Today, I've been involved, and this is since from about 6 years ago, over R1 billion in real estate investment, where this is just some of the deals that I'm busy with currently in this year. And you'll see there's developments, that sectional freestanding houses in a security estate in Kuils River. The one in the middle there, that is development land, 4 hectares development land, which we're currently busy designing. I've got quite a few student accommodation properties, mainly turning commercial properties into student residential properties and then renting that out. Sectional title apartment complexes, I have about 9 of them. A lot of freestanding houses as well in established suburbs. I've got a hotel in the Garden Route, and that's just another development that I'm doing there. And this is sort of my sweet spot investment, which is the affordable market in Cape Town Central. This is actually a house and observatory that I recently bought that I'm going to just refurbish inside and then resell that. So I sort of told you where I started and where I am right now. And what I want to do in the rest of this presentation quickly, in order to get to real start, is just to share with you some of these secrets that I'm using and what I've done to get to this point in real estate. And how crypto for me and blockchain for me is now enabling me to do this 10x and within the near future, 100x. And that's why I'm so excited about what the Realsmart, enables. Okay, so what are the three secrets? So the three secrets are, how do you build a property investment portfolio without necessarily having to make more money, right? Because there's a perception out there, if I want to invest in property, I need to buy a property and I need to pay for it in full. But I'm going to show you how that is not the case. Going through these secrets with you one by one. And the first secret is probably the biggest one, is make money, use that to buy property, and then leverage the property, right? So typically what you're doing at the moment, which I'm assuming you're doing, is obviously investing in crypto and trading crypto. Then you're making profits in crypto. Then go bankrupt. And when I say that, is put that money into property. With that profits you're making, or that money that you're making, buy property, because that property is going to continue to give you income and capital for the rest of your life, as long as you own it. And as I said, the real power of real estate and property is the ability to leverage it. So to take out your equity and to do something else with that. So typically what I've done in my career is I've built my businesses, Empire Wealth Property Group, which I explained earlier. And believe it or not, I started this business out of the profits that I made on flipping my first property, which was about the third or fourth property that I bought. I sold it at a profit within quite a quick time frame, and I used that money as seed capital to start my first business inside of Empire Wealth. Then as I built up my businesses and I made profits or money out of my businesses, I invested that in property. And now that I have the property, I can take out the equity and do with that what I want. So typically my property pays for my lifestyle, and even though I take out money out of the property to pay for it, the property is still there. I still own the property. Next year, it's worth more. Next year, the rental income that I'm getting it is worth more. And guess what I'm going to do with that? That growth, I'm going to leverage that again. And I can either buy another property, I can buy a lifestyle asset, I can go on holiday. And every time that you take equity out of a property and you buy another property, this effect compounds, right? I didn't just go and buy this building from the get-go, right? I built up a lot of other properties first, and then I leverage those properties and I'm buying bigger and bigger and bigger buildings. I'm doing bigger and bigger developments. So that 1 billion goes to 10 billion, goes to 100 billion quite quickly because of the power of property. And do you now understand and you now see why 90% of the wealthiest people in the world became so through property? Because you can leverage that asset while still keeping it. So this is the first formula: make money, buy property, leverage the property to grow your wealth or to fund your lifestyle. So this is typically what Realsmart is enabling, right? With your crypto, you can now buy, for example, this is the a world award-winning Val de Vie hotel in the Western Cape and Paarl. From as little as $90, you can actually buy ownership in this property. You immediately get the rental income from it. You immediately get the capital growth from it. And then you can leverage it and you can buy more properties. You can pay yourself. You can leverage the property, because you can also, on our platform, leverage the property that you've bought, the Realsmart property, so you can get a loan against it, a decentralized finance loan, and you can even go and buy more crypto, or you can buy more properties. The possibilities are endless. And once again, what I've done on this scale is we're bringing to Realsmart on this scale in order to enable you to do exactly that, right? Okay. And as I said, the power of gearing. So what gearing is you're taking something small to achieve something big. So for example, if you take equity, let's say 50,000 Rand out of your Val de Vie property, and you use that as a deposit to secure an asset of 200,000 Rand, you're gearing that asset. So you're taking something small to achieve something big, right? As I've done with my Val de Vie hotel investment, I've leveraged that equity and I've bought other properties, right? So that is exactly what the secret says and explains, okay? Can I just quickly see by a raise of hands, does everyone understand the concept that I've just explained? And actually see what the power of real estate is and what it could do for you. It's absolutely fantastic to see the majority of our visitors and our attendees raise their hands, because that's, if I want to leave anything with you tonight, this is it. Property enables you to build wealth exponentially. Contrary to what the self-proclaimed experts say, it's a long-term investment, yes, but it can make you very wealthy very quickly. Right. Okay, so let's jump to the next secret. Secret number 2, and once I made this mind shift, my world unlocked, which is the following. In order to invest in real estate, you don't need money, you don't need time, and you don't need experience, right? Think about that for a moment, and I'm going to tell you how it works. But you don't need the money. You can leverage your assets. Number 2, you don't need the time. You surround yourself with people to do the work. And number 3 is you don't need the experience. You surround yourself with a network of people that has the experience that can guide you on this journey. Similar to tapping into me and my businesses, that's what Empire Wealth Investments, we have high net worth individuals as clients who we consult, and we tell them what to do through what I've learned in my journey as a real estate investor. So we're short circuiting, or we're shortcutting the process for them to get there, right? And so the bottom line is you use OPM, or other people's money, you use OPT, other people's time, and you use OPX, other people's experiences. So just like you are leveraging your assets, you're leveraging your crypto, you're putting that in a DeFi loan, or you're using it to build wealth in another way, or you're leveraging your property through taking out equity to do something else, you're leveraging other people's money, time, and experience, right, to build your real estate portfolio. But fortunately, through Realsmart, we are now uncomplicating it, because everything that I've done, and my team, my co-founders, Lonwabu's getting involved, we're putting together this amazing platform that removes the uncertainty, removes the barriers to entry in order for you to do this on your own in a big way, right? So OPM, as I said, for example, you can put your collateralize your cryptocurrency in a DeFi loan. So you borrow against your crypto without needing to sell it. And then that's the money that you can then use to invest in property, or in this case, to buy Realsmart tokens. And my apologies for the guys that were at the Santon event on Saturday for the repetition, but we obviously have a lot of people that joined us that wasn't at the event. So I just sort of want to give another high-level overview of these important secrets. And Lonwabo, after secret number 3, I'm just going to ask you to maybe shed some light on what we've done together and what I've done for you as my client as well. So get ready for that question. Another part of secret number 2, which is other people's time, is you don't want to manage your properties, right? There's a lot of people that thinks that I'm going to save money, i.e. the management fees, if I manage the tenants and the property. You never want to work in your business. You want to work on your business. I'd rather be this guy. I know he's a popular boxer. Sorry for forgetting his name. I would rather be this guy at the table collecting the bills than fixing the toilets, right? Use the time that you would have spent on managing the tenant to find another property, right? And then your table will start to look like this as well. OPX, other people's experience. As I said, there's a lot of successful property investors out there. Be very careful for the information sellers. Go to information doers, right? Like myself. I don't make money by selling information. I make money through real estate. And you want to surround yourself by other experts who can guide you through this journey to help you not step into the pitfalls that typically exist, right? And what we've done with Realsmart is we've combined all these companies and their services and offerings inside of the Empire Wealth, layered behind Realsmart to do exactly that, to get the best possible real estate investment deals, to manage them, to unlock the value, because you don't find a good deal, you make a good deal, and then we make them available for micro investment on the Realsmart platform using your crypto, right? Secret number 3, can I just see by a raise of hands, do you want to learn more? Do you want to know secret number 3 as well? Fantastic. So secret number 3 is real estate is the only asset class in the world that has withstood the test of time. So my fear as being a property guy has always been, if the economy tanks, if the world tanks, if there's a global disaster, what happens with my real estate, right? Because as any investor, you want a secure investment. You want your investment to grow and to thrive. And what I strongly feel is we've just been through the biggest world scenario ever impacting on investment assets, i.e. COVID, right? So for me, COVID was worst case scenario. What would happen to an investment asset class if something major hit like COVID? And believe it or not, the real estate market throughout the last year thrived. And there's multiple reasons for that. Number one is the interest rates got reduced a lot. So that made buying property more accessible because obviously the home loan repayments were less expensive. So more people could get into real estate, and especially first-time buyers. First-time buyers now have the opportunity to buy a home because they automatically qualify for a higher loan because of the lower repayment, because of the lower interest rate, plus the actual loan is more affordable, number one. Number two is there was a movement of two things out of expensive houses into affordable accommodation, right? Which is where I typically invest. Then the second one is living together, moving out of properties and moving in together. So the last year, there was still 3.8 million worth of real estate transactions. These are transfers, titles that were transferred in the deeds office, over 1 billion rand, South African rand. So the real estate market was still thriving. And in effect, my portfolio on average grew by close to 10%, 9%. But my rental income also escalated because in my rental agreements, I had 7% as a rental escalation built in. So throughout the COVID pandemic, probably one of the worst case scenarios in the world is the real estate investments thrived. That also means that it's really important to invest in the right markets. And like you see these two images, on the left, typical the affordable market, and this is like a new apartment development complex that consists of studio and one-bedroom apartments, because that's where there's a large market, right? The affordable market where, for example, rent below 12,000 Rand a month, that's where there's the majority of our country, our population. And obviously, because of that, that's where the biggest demand for accommodation is in the affordable market, number one. Number two, the building on the right-hand side, and actually one we're going to make available on Realsmart, is world-class properties. So this is typically a very modern, luxury, high-rise development in Cape Town Central CBD, right? So you'll see it's retail at the bottom. So there's cafes and restaurants. Then there's 3 levels of offices. And then there's a few stories of levels of residential apartments. And the residential apartments are going to have hotel services. So at this property, actually, you own and live in your apartment, but you've got a concierge service. So this is a world-class asset, and typically world-class assets also always appreciate in value quite substantially. So as investors, real estate investors, that's where you want to invest. The affordable market, where there's a big market, world-class assets that are exclusive, and for that reason also in high demand. Okay, great. So before I introduce to you the Realsmart platform, Lonwabo, maybe you can just shed some light through what I've just explained, how that's impacted on your journey and how that's brought you to where you are at the moment, and also now where we're intersecting on the Realsmart platform. And then I can take a sip of coffee.
All right. Thanks a lot, Anton. Well, I've been, studying property, for a few years. Obviously, it was just simply theory, hearing this person's school of thought and that other person's school of thought. And then you always try to, find, what resonates with you and what actually works. As you say, there's a lot of people selling information, but they don't really make money from real estate itself. So, when I met up with Anton, I had a family trust and I had a property trust. So even though I had those structures, but I did not really know how to literally like work through them and to maximize the tax efficiency and everything like that. So, and I got to understand the need for the business trust, and how that enabled me to be able to even use tax. The hotel that Anton showed on the Pearl Valley Hotel. Anton helped me to buy 2 units there using tax, right, with the J12. So that was quite amazing for me, because now I've got a lot of nights in a year that I have access to for free, at the Pearl Valley Hotel. And that's basically what's being made available right now, to everyone who's on this call, right? And it was just too good not to share with everyone. I was there with my friends, Mzi and Neo in December. We had a beautiful holiday there. And I must say, I was even tempted to buy a property. In fact, I am tempted to buy a property to live, right, on the estate itself, besides just the hotel unit. So yeah, there's a lot, that information, Anton, that I got from you, which has enabled me to really streamline my, my strategy in terms of how do I see myself growing, going forward within my real estate portfolio.
Absolutely. Now, Lonwabo, I'm very thankful that I can help you in this way. And if I may say, just to summarize, so what we helped you do is to pay 0% income tax and use that saving to buy units in the Valdevia Hotel, where you're now getting income, capital appreciation, and free room nights. And that's just one of the projects that we've been working on together. Great. Thanks, Lonwabo. Appreciate it. Guys, okay, can I see by a raise of hands who wants to see the Realsmart platform? Okay, fantastic. That's close to 100%. So, just once again, this is a world first that you've got first access to ever. You'll see how innovative and a game changer it is. And without further ado, let's jump to the website. Just before I forget, we at the end of the presentation, I'm also going to give you a very special gift as the family joining tonight, and then also we'll have a Q&A session if you do have any questions afterwards. Okay, great. So let's go to the website. Can I just see by raise of hands? Can everyone see the website? Okay, great. My screen just filled up with hands, so I can't see the website myself. Great, guys. There we go. So welcome to real estate in the form of Realsmart. So Realsmart is the first ever blockchain-enabled real estate investment platform. So in other words, in summary, what we are doing is we are putting properties on the blockchain and then enabling you to use your crypto to buy those property shares or tokens, right? So let's not overcomplicate it. That is what Realsmart does, over and above the fact that we source and provide and manage world-class assets. And it's as easy as connecting your crypto wallet to the platform, which I will get to, and then buying what we call the Realsmart or the RST token to then buy the property shares. Okay. So in short, how it works is you can use your crypto, or if you don't have crypto, a normal credit or debit card or fiat to buy the Realsmart tokens. You'll be able to also trade this on the Realsmart Central Exchange, as well as any other blockchain decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. So once you have Realsmart tokens, that's what you use to buy the property. And that's also what you get your rental income, which gets paid out daily. So from the moment that you bought the property, you get your rental income every day, as well as your capital growth weekly. So a major innovation of this platform as well, you don't need to wait until the property is sold to take out your capital. Or remember, we use the example of leveraging. We're actually paying out the growth on the property on a weekly basis as well, directly into your Realsmart wallet, as well as your rental income. So you're building up Realsmart tokens in your wallet that you can then once again exit, and you can go and buy crypto, or you can reinvest that and buy more properties. And remember the gearing effect. As you're getting income and capital from your properties, you can go buy more properties, and then one property becomes 3, becomes 10, becomes 100. And when you see it again, you're basically living off of your Realsmart property income. And also what we're developing, which will launch as part of our development roadmap for the next 6 months, is a Realsmart Visa card. So your Realsmart Visa card, just like you can now also get access to some blockchain or Bitcoin cards, Visa cards, will be linked directly to your Realsmart wallet. So you can actually, your money that you're making from your real estate portfolio, you can swipe your Visa card at merchants as well and spend that money if you don't want to reinvest it or cash it out or whatever the case might be. Right, so that is in essence how Realsmart works. Then we are launching the first property on the 27th of April. And this is the actual Valdevia Hotel, where I'm invested, where Lonwabo's invested, and a few other of the Fox Nation members as well, because it's a world-class international award-winning hotel. This is sort of where all the who's hangs out. You'll see a lot of celebrities there a lot of times. It costs like 3,500 Rand per person per night. And you actually, like you'll see here at the bottom, you are going to get for the first 2 years. And remember, you can trade your Realsmart token, so you don't need to stay invested for 2 years. You can exit when you want. But while you are invested in this hotel, you're actually getting a guaranteed 6% rental income on the asset per year, right? paid daily. So you're guaranteed a 6% income return on this property, as well as a 5% capital growth, once again being paid out weekly. So in effect, you're seeing about an 11% return on this property that gets paid into your Realsmart wallet on a regular basis, right? So some upcoming deals, what we're going to do is we're going to, for the first few months, we are going to make available one deal at a time. And once we've raised the full investment required for that deal, or you've bought all the shares, then we're going to move on to the next properties. And these are some future properties that we want to list on the platform, which is a existing commercial office building in Mauritius that's tenanted as well. That gives a 9% income yield and a 6% capital appreciation. The mixed use building in Cape Town that I talk about with the retail offices and apartments, that's going to give you because this is a new development, and this is the nice thing as well about what we're doing existing properties, redevelopment properties and new developments. You're not going to get rental income for the first 18 months while the property is being developed, but you're getting capital growth on that, in this case 15%. And then the third one is in Orlando, in Florida, in the business central district as well, is a hotel that is being converted into residential apartments. Remember the example I used for my student accommodation, where I'm converting commercial offices into student accommodation? This is just a hotel being converted into luxury residential units. And once that's done, you obviously get your rental income as well as your capital. And that's where I said, you never find a good deal, you make a good deal. This is where we're making a good deal, right? We're changing the rights to the property, obviously, and with that increasing its value. And here I've spoken a little bit about the deal categories. We'll obviously have residential and commercial and mixed use investment opportunities. And it's as easy as you fund your wallet with crypto or fiat. You select the properties that you want to purchase, like I've just showed you, the amount of tokens or shares that you want to buy. And once you've bought it, you start earning your income and your capital immediately. And then you can keep your shares or your tokens, or you can trade it on the decentralized exchanges. So how do you benefit? You earn rental income and capital. You spend. You can, with your Visa card linked to your wallet, you can spend that income. Then you can hedge as well, right? Because obviously the crypto market is very volatile at some times. So you can actually exit your crypto into real estate and wait while the market stabilizes, and then exit your real estate and get back into crypto. So it gives you that opportunity to move around also between different asset classes, and now adding property to that, or real estate to that. And then refinance as well, where in the next few months, you'll be able to, the properties that you've bought, collateralize that with Realsmart. So it's like getting a home loan. You can collateralize the asset with us, and we give you Realsmart tokens, but you don't need to sell the asset. We keep it for you as collateral until you've repaid the DeFi loan, which is open-ended, and then you can use that money to do something else, right? And then as easy to grow your portfolio is you can deposit money into your wallet. You can borrow against your crypto. There's already a few DeFi products out there, Oasis.app or Macadeo, Binance, and a few others as well. Or you can just purchase them directly out of your wallet. So this quickly then, the Realsmart way is what we do as Realsmart is we source and find the deals. Obviously, we've built up a substantial network of professionals, real estate brokers, and everything like that. Once we've identified the property, we first do a financial feasibility on it to see if it's viable as an investment, if it's a good investment. If it's a good investment, we then do a due diligence. So then we inspect the property, we inspect the financials, we look at the seller. Does the seller actually own the property? You won't believe how many times I get offered properties, but the guy doesn't actually own it. So we sort of do a full due diligence. Then we do a valuation and a financial modeling on the property. So we determine the real value. We determine what the future profile of that property looks like. Then we structure a deal that we want to give to the seller. Then we often negotiate the price with the seller by presenting a written offer, and then facilitating the transfer and procurement of the property as well. Then we do the asset management. So we need to unlock and protect the asset, the value of the asset. We do the rental management. We see to the rental management, maintenance management, and the financial management. We manage the financials and ensure that your income and capital gets paid out on a daily basis, right? And going forward, you'll be able to download the documents, and you'll see there's a section that you can go and read on your own, where you can actually partner with us to source deals for us, or become brand ambassadors and things like that. Right. So As the next step, I want to show you exactly how you now connect wallet and buy Realsmart tokens. But before I get to that, can I just see by a raise of hands who is excited by Realsmart and what they've just seen? Okay, fantastic. That's about 80% of our attendees, which is brilliant. I think the other 20% won't raise their hands no matter what I say. Oh, wow. Okay, there we're going up to over 200. Fantastic. It's great to see the excitement and to see you share the excitement with us about what we are enabling. Right. Great. So what we're going to do is, as I said, we are going to open up pre-sale of the Realsmart token to the public on the 25th of March. In other words, we're going to start marketing, and the public can then come onto the platform and pre-buy Realsmart tokens that they can then later buy the property shares with. And the property shares, or the first property, we're only launching on the 27th of April, right? So it's about a month from that we're pre-selling the Realsmart STO token until then the 27th of April when the first property launches. So because of high demand, obviously for this platform, you can imagine what the uptake is going to be. We need to sort of figure out how to prioritize access to the investments. So we're doing two things. The first thing we're doing is we are going to, for the first 5 days, give Realsmart token owners access to the deal, right? So in other words, if you own Realsmart tokens, you've got 5 days once we launch the property, exclusive access to go and buy shares. Okay. That's the one thing. The number two thing is then we're going to then give the Realsmart token owners, according to a waiting list, access to the property. And how that waiting list works is, I just want to quickly jump to my other Realsmart screen. You'll see that when you first land on the site, there's an option to join the wait list. So when you click on the join the wait list, or this one here, it's going to ask you to register. Then once you register, you are then automatically placed on the waiting list. And the button is then going to change to check your position, right? So I'm just going to open this so you can see what that looks like. Okay. So I am number 5 on the waiting list. So I'm at least in the first 5 that will get access to the property once we launch. And how this works is, if you share the platform through using these social media buttons here, you'll see there's email, WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, and Facebook, or via email. The more you share it, the higher you move up the waiting list. The higher you are up the waiting list, the earlier you've got access to the properties, right? As I said, for the first 5 days, we're going to give everyone with Realsmart tokens, the first 5 guys on the list, first access, and then 5 people every 24 hours after that, right? At least for the first 3 months until we've sort of established the platform, right? It's still very young, and that's why Lonwabo also asked me to give the Fox Nation family first access to get into this opportunity first before the rest of the world joins. So what I would suggest that as the first step, maybe after this call, or the second step, is to go and to click on join the waitlist, register, and start sharing. And guess who's at number 1? I don't think that comes as a big surprise, Lonwabu. And as you can see, I'm currently on number 5, so I need to go and do some work myself. Okay, so very important, number 1 is the waiting list. Okay, great. Lonwabu, before I jump to how you connect your crypto wallet, is there anything maybe any question that you would like to pose, or something you think the guys would want to know?
I think there's this issue. There's a token, there's an ICO, and then there's an STO.
Yep.
Can you, or is that what you're going to cover at the end?
Okay, now let me cover that now. So how the Realsmart token works is, the Realsmart token is an STO token. In other words, you can trade your Realsmart token on any decentralized exchange, right? So remember, you're buying the token to buy the property share. So if you have the token, you can exchange the token on the market, right? Not the property share, the Realsmart token. So that's the STO. It's tradable on the decentralized exchanges. Then what we're doing for the guys that buy Realsmart tokens tonight and tomorrow, so we're going to open it up until 12 o'clock tomorrow night, is you can buy any amount of Realsmart tokens from $100, right? That's roughly about, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 0.05 ETH because you need to buy with ETH because it's an ERC20 token on the Ethereum network. So you can buy any amount with any amount of ETH from $100. But for the guys that buy at least a minimum of 1 ETH or more, we are going to give them equal value of our business smart ICO token, right? In other words, the ICO token, which in essence gives you shares in the actual company. So we are in the first round, we're going to open up a private ICO. So we're going to sell the smart business token, SMRT, to a closed group of private investors in order to invest in Realsmart. And then after that, we're going to do a public ICO, right? Then it's going to be available like on Polkadot and those types of platforms. And what you typically see happen is when a project lists their ICO, you get about 100x growth in that token. So that will be with a public ICO, but the private ICO, we're definitely going to sell at double the price of what we're issuing it to the Realsmart token buyers now, right? So to summarize, the Realsmart token is an STO. You can trade that on the exchanges. The smart business token is an ICO that we're using to raise seed capital to build the business, which will eventually be a public ICO offering. Lonwabu, does that answer the question?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, fantastic. Right. So can I jump into the first step, which is how to connect your crypto wallet and buy Realsmart tokens? Can I see by a raise of hands, is everyone ready to see that process? Fantastic, fantastic. I'll happily share that with you. Okay, great. Okay, so the first step is if you have a MetaMask wallet, and we had on Saturday, we had a lot of guys that buy the token on that day, but also a lot of them didn't know how to connect a MetaMask wallet. Can I just see quickly, just by a raise of hand, who has installed a MetaMask Chrome extension wallet on their browser? Okay, fantastic. It's roughly about 40% of our attendees. So for the other 60%, I just quickly want to show how you do that. So MetaMask is an actual crypto wallet that you link to your Chrome browser. So what you do is you can just Google MetaMask or go to the domain metamask.io. And what I'll do is I'll quickly pop this in the chat as well, but it's metamask.io. And all that you then do is you click on download now, and you'll see that it's a wallet that connects with your browser. So what will happen is once you've installed this, you'll see here at the top, there's my MetaMask. And if I click on that, there's my MetaMask wallet, right? So that's what MetaMask is. It's a wallet that's linked directly to your browser. That's the first step. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you then go to the Realsmart platform, being realsmart.io, and you click on your MetaMask wallet. You click here on the right. There's it looks like a beach ball. And I'm going to do this with you step by step. What you then do, if you already have accounts, you'll obviously see it there, or you can say create account. Okay, so if you click on create account, I'm going to call this account the Realsmart test account. You can just call yours Realsmart and you say create. Okay, so now there's your Realsmart test account, which you'll see is a new account inside of your MetaMask wallet. And all that you then do to the right of that, there's 3 dots, the menu, is you click on the menu and you scroll to connected sites. Okay. Then you click on connected sites and you can say manually connect to current site. And you can select then the account, in this case, the Realsmart test account. You'll see there it populates the MetaMask information and you say next and you say connect. Okay. Now your Realsmart wallet is connected to your MetaMask wallet. You now just need to fund your account with ETH, and then you are going to use the ETH to buy Realsmart tokens. Okay, it's as simple as that. Can I just quickly see by a raise of hands? Does that make sense? Okay, fantastic. The majority. That's good to hear. I'm very glad to hear that. Great. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll see that exclusively for Fox Nation family members, you click on start here. I actually have my CTO, Bruce Martin, join us on the line. And I'm just going to make him a co-host, and then he can maybe navigate and take you through the process on the technical side a little bit better. Bruce, welcome and thank you for joining. I'm just making you co-host.
Hi, Anton, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I think without any further ado, I will share my screen.
Great. I'll stop sharing mine.
Run through that process.
Great.
Great. So the process is really quite simple, right? All you're going to do is you're going to decide how many tokens you want. You won't be able to purchase less than 70 of these tokens, right? So let's say we want to purchase the bare minimum, let's say 70. Okay. Then this little calculator over here will tell you exactly how much ETH you need to send. Where you need to send that is to this address over here, right? So really quite simple.
So what you'll then do is you will go back to your MetaMask. You will click on send, and then you'll paste that ETH address into your recipient bar, right? And then you say connect. So you'll see that mine is already connected. So in other words, it's as easy as going to start here, registering, and then you'll see the wallet address. You go to your MetaMask wallet and you say send, and you paste that wallet into your recipient field, and then you'll see it's connected. Okay.
I'm going to expand the view so everyone can see, right? Just a bigger version of MetaMask. And I'm going to hit send. All I'm going to do is paste that address in there. I'm going to click on the amount, and that amount that I needed to send was 0.038. What you can do is you could copy that, and you can actually just paste it in here if you want to. Right? Usually the settings you have here would be sufficient. You click next and confirm the transaction. Right? And that would be it. You did confirm, and that transaction would then be confirmed once that goes through. If you wanted to, you can have a look on, if you know how to do this, and this is getting a little bit technical over here, we could see what was our transaction, and click on sync the activity in MetaMask. There we go. And we can actually look at this transaction on Etherscan. Right? And this is how we'll pick up where the transaction has come from. And we will send the Realsmart tokens to the same address, and we'll automatically create that wallet for you. Right? So you can see also here's all the recorded on the blockchain, and anybody can access this. Right? Right. So we've got our transaction hash. This is basically a blockchain's record of what this specific transaction was about. It tells you where it went, where it's going to, what the amount is, what the transaction fee was, and how much Ether we paid for that. So when you do this, you're just going to calculate how many Realsmart tokens you want. You want 9,000. You're going to send 4.905 ETH. Then after you've done that, remember to do that first. Then you're going to fill in this form. I'm going to fill this form in. Right. Then you want to paste your Ethereum wallet address as well. So we're going to click on MetaMask, and all we do is we're going to click on that. It's going to automatically copy that address. I'm going to paste that there. The rest of it is all optional. Right? If you wanted to paste your transaction hash, you can, but it's not compulsory. We will find your transaction anyway. If you wanted to paste there, you can. Then I just want you to confirm the number of tokens that you purchased. In my case, was 70, and then confirm the amount of ETH sent, and we can see that here as well. That was that amount there. And if you've done all of that successfully, you're going to hit send. Right? We'll get all your details. We'll verify your submission, and you'll get through to a thank you page. And that is pretty much the process. Right? Yeah.
Guys, that's why you need your CTO on the call to take you through the process. And this is going to be streamlined a lot going forward. It's going to be one click button, two click button, and it's done. But like we said, we were asked that we give Lonwabu's following and the Fox Nation family early access in order to let you get in before everyone else. So this is the current process to follow, and I'll soon jump to some Q&A. And also remember that if you buy Realsmart tokens with one or more ETH before 12 o'clock tomorrow night, then you also get our smart token for the private ICO equal to the same value. Great, thank you, Bruce. Before I jump to the Q&A, Lonwabu, anything from your side?
The only thing I want to find out is, once we have connected the wallet and we're ready to make the purchase, you say we're going to be able to do that when? Tonight?
You can do that right away. The process that Bruce just took you through, you can do that right away, but we are going to close it tomorrow night at 12 o'clock until then the 25th of March, when we do then take it to the whole public. So it's now exclusive for the Fox Nation until 12 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay, excellent. Let's jump into some Q&A questions. Can I just see by a raise of hands, there's quite a few guys that have bought Realsmart tokens. Does the process overall make sense? Can you sort of see what the process is and what it enables? Great, fantastic. And that, Lonwabu, what we'll also do is we'll make this call available as a recording afterwards as well. Okay, great. So I'm going to jump to the Q&A. What do you mean one can buy with as little as 90 USD? Also, so remember the Realsmart token is linked to a stable coin. So it's valued in USD as well, right? So from 90 USD, in other words, is you can in effect then buy from 90 Realsmart tokens, or I think as Bruce said earlier, from 70. Okay. Who sources tenants for the rental properties? We appoint we're the asset, Realsmart is the asset manager, and we appoint an independent rental management agency to find tenants for the properties, which obviously they then also manage. And we as the asset management company then manage the rental management business to ensure that they perform. What are the tax implications of this? Would be subject to capital gains? The answer there is no, because it's on the blockchain, right? It's a digital currency that you're trading. It's only when you liquidate that into your personal capacity or you convert that into fiat that the associated fiat will be, there will be a tax liability on that, or a capital tax liability. The same as when you extract or withdraw crypto from an exchange. Once you receive that into your bank account, that money is taxable as profit. So it's exactly the same. Zola asked, where is the 6 and the 5% will be coming from as people pay once a month? Zola, so the people are pay on one day, so typically at the start of the month, and then we pay it out on a monthly basis. There's quite a few reasons we're doing that. Is number one is we don't want to let the Realsmart users hog tokens for a month, and then at the end of the month there's a lot of transactions happening, and we also sort of want to make sure that there is a reserve for maintenance as well if needed. So we have sort of a liquidity pool out of the rental. So the rental is paid on day one, for example, and then we pay it out daily after that. Also, so if you come in as an investor in the middle of the month, you also then get the rental income from the next day, and you don't need to wait until the first of the next month in order to get your rental income. Anonymous, what is the minimum share to buy? So as Bruce said, you can buy any amount of Realsmart tokens from about $70 US, which obviously is equivalent to the ETH calculated at that exchange rate. How do you get to your website again, please? It is, the domain is realsmart.io. Bruce, if you can just maybe once again pop that in the chat for us, Olonwabo, realsmart.io.
Anton.
Okay. Yes.
Just a brief. I'm going to take you back a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. So once the wallet is connected, I got a message here saying that I feel like I'm a kid in crash. I'm all excited and anxious at the same time. I don't want to make a mistake. So, and that's from a good friend. So now, what I want to ask is, if you go back, once the wallet is connected to MetaMask, right, and now you want to send, your ETH, do you go to wallet? Can you
Okay.
just?
No, Bruce, will you just maybe take us through the process again? So once you've connected your MetaMask wallet, you've put ETH into that account, then you go onto the website, and then Bruce will just show the process again.
Sure, no problem. Let me run through that process quickly, right? All right, just let me know when you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. So up here, we've got a little calculator. We want to say, how many tokens would you like to purchase? So it's very important that you come to this page first. All right, so then we want to say, how many tokens do we want to purchase? You can't buy less than 70. And so let's say we wanted to purchase 70. This will immediately tell you how much ETH you need to send. Now I see a lot of questions. A lot of attendees are asking, can I send this from my Luno account? Right? Yes, you can. You can, but you will need to please state in either one of these that you've sent it from your Luno account, right? And then this is where you send that. Once you've done that, I want you to come back here and I want you to complete your details. Right? You want to add your name. We'll go through this again. Add your phone number. I'm not going to add my full phone number because everyone will start WhatsApping me. Right. And then we want to go back to MetaMask and we want to click over here, copy this address. If you're using Luno, you know how to paste your Luno address. If you want to, you can paste the transaction hash. I'm going to leave that out for now. Then just confirm the amount of tokens you've purchased and then the amount of ETH you've sent as well, 0.038, and hit send. And that is it.
Thank you, Bruce. Really do appreciate it. And I'll quickly jump back to the Q&A. So you referred to the first 2 years. What is the maximum period of investment? There's no maximum period as long as the investment is still in the Realsmart platform. Every time that you select an investment, we will say when this investment is going to be exited. That might be 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years down the line, but it will be long-term for each investment. But other than that, the maximum is determined by how long the investment, when we want to take out the equity in the investment. In other words, we want to liquidate the investment so that we can, as a community, invest in something else. Okay, great. Someone asks, how many tokens, Realsmart tokens, do you get for 1 ETH? So 1 Realsmart dollar is equal to 1 Realsmart token. So the current ETH price, I think, is 1,700, more or less. So 1 ETH will give you 1,700 tokens, Realsmart tokens. Okay. Then someone asks, I have no Bitcoin or crypto. Am I able to, and I'm interested, can I use my savings? So yes, this is future development, is if you don't have crypto or a crypto wallet, we are going to enable the functionality where you can buy Realsmart tokens directly with your debit or your credit card. But that will only be future development, as we wanted to enable the crypto community first. Okay. Great. I think I have answered more or less all the Q&As. My apologies if I skipped your question. There were quite a few, and I might have missed one or two. But once again, you are welcome to reach out to us on the Realsmart website via the contact form. Bruce, is there an email that attendees can send inquiries to in order for us to assist them?
Yes, there is. I'll drop that in the chat now. That's help@realsmart.io.
Okay, great. So help@realsmart.io if you want us to get in contact with you directly. And then once again, remember that we are opening the purchase of the Realsmart token to the Fox Nation community only until 12 o'clock tomorrow night. And then we are going to close it until we go public on the 25th of March. And everyone can then obviously buy tokens to invest in the property. Great. It's fantastic to see that almost everyone is still on the webinar. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we look forward to future engagement and building out a very mutual, beneficial and fruitful relationship and becoming really wealthy real estate investors. And Lonwabu, anything that you would like to end off with?
No, thank you very much, Anton. People will reach out, and we've also got a WhatsApp group as well. And then we'll try. If there's any question, maybe that pops out, I'll just forward it to you or to Bruce, and then people can then get answers.
Great, fantastic. That sounds good. Have a great evening, everyone. I see there's a lot of people that has bought the Realsmart token. Welcome to the Realsmart family, and we are extremely excited to be able to change so many lives through what we're offering. And I look forward to when we see each other again. Have a great night. Bye-bye.